Hi there, it's Jennifer, and today I wanted to show you a technique that I just learned for covering up dark circles under your eyes or any kind of bruises that you have. And I'm hoping that you guys don't have to experience bruises on your face, but I actually, this is why I figured it out. I have a couple of bruises right now, right here. There's two lines of this purple. And it's because I went and got some Juvederm injections around my mouth, and this particular side needed more than this side. And so normally when I get Juvederm injections, which is not very often, I think the last time I had it done, it was probably 2 years ago. This stuff just lasts for me, so I haven't had to go in a long time. But normally when I get it, I'll just have like maybe a couple of purple dots that last a few days and they go away. But because they had to put a little bit more, I have kind of a crease over here on the edge of my lip, and so the dermatologist was filling in more, and I ended up with more bruising than I've ever had before. So I was trying to cover this up, and remember, you can do this with dark circles too. I don't have too much trouble with dark circles. I'll get puffiness under my eyes, but not dark circles. But the same technique works for both. So I was trying to cover it up. I put foundation on top. I put eyelid primer and concealer on top of it. I was trying all different things, and it either didn't cover it, or it made it look kind of gray, or it just looked cakey. And so the makeup was like in my pores, and it was really showing up and just looking very unattractive. So anyway, it couldn't have been a worse time either, because I got the injections on Monday, and tomorrow is Christmas Eve. And if it was just me and my family, no big deal. But you know, I have to do this thing at church tomorrow night, 2 services tomorrow night I have to do. And then we're going out on Christmas Day, and so I'm gonna be around people and all this stuff. And I know it's gonna fade by next week, but for right now, I just did not want to look like I'd gotten punched in the mouth. So, okay, so I go over to Dillard's today, and I just went up to the Clinique counter and I said, okay, take a look at these bruises I have on my face. I need some help. I need to get this stuff covered up. So the girl was wonderful, and she helped me out and helped me with this technique that has worked, because I'm not sure that you can see. Can you see them? I don't know that you can see them. I'm looking in the viewfinder. It's kind of, I'm very teeny in the viewfinder, so I don't know. I don't know if you can see them, but they're way better than they were. So I am actually going to, I filmed it with my iPhone. I'm actually going to show you what the bruises look like when I wipe the makeup off, and then walk you through the process. It involves two products that you can use all the time, and you don't necessarily have to use them for covering up purple or blue tones on your face. The first, and this is the really interesting one, is this Clinique Chubby Stick, and it is in a shade called Amped Up Apple. It's just like a crayon. You can see that here. Really pretty. I actually put it on my cheeks just to see what it is like as a blush. Very pretty. It's very neutral tone, but has a little bit of a pinkiness to it. Really a good color, I think, for fall and winter. And then the other product is a concealer. This is also by Clinique, and it's called an advanced concealer. They have it in 2 shades. They have a medium and a light. She tried the light on me first, and then she said, let's try the medium too to see what happens, and the medium turned out to be the better one. I think both of these products, each of them I should say, I think each of them were under $20. I think one of them was $18 and the other, I don't know, but they weren't very expensive for these. And because you can use it as an actual concealer and blush, you're not just buying it for covering up a skin imperfection. So let me tell you how you would do this if you had dark circles under your eyes, and then I'm going to show you what I filmed of myself for covering these bruises up. Okay, so what you do, and this sounds so strange, but go ahead and put on whatever you would put on your face, your moisturizer, your foundation. Just don't put anything under your eyes at this point. So then you start and you take the blush. I know it sounds really strange, and you just color it on, and it's gonna make you look really weird. So obviously to put pink around your eyes. So you're gonna just put it on there. You don't wanna cake it on really heavy. You just wanna swipe over those dark areas and leave it. Then, while you're looking weird, you take this stuff and you dab a little bit onto your finger and just kind of dab it on so you have some product there. Make sure that you don't want to have so much on there that it's going to look ridiculous, but you need some coverage. Then you take a brush, and this is just a really thin brush. It's real flat. It's an Ulta eyeshadow brush, I guess. It's a very flat brush, and you take it and you just start patting. Just pat, 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 pat. Don't brush it, just pat, because you don't want to move the makeup away from the eye. You just want to pat it to cover the whole area. And then what you do once you've got the area covered is then on the outer edges you start brushing to blend it out. So yeah, and then of course the other side, pat, 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 and then you're going to blend it out. So that's all there is to it. And this was so super easy to do. I did have to reapply it. I had it done over at Dillard's today, and when I came home, it was looking like it had faded. I'd also eaten lunch since then, and then I touch my face a lot too. So if you do that, you're gonna need to probably carry this stuff with you so you can reapply it. But it was super easy to do. When I reapplied it, I just took a little cotton pad with just some water on it, kind of rubbed it over that area to clean it all off, and then I started over again. So let me go ahead and show you what I filmed of myself just now, covering up these bruised areas, and show you just how easy it is. So you can see these bruises here that really are not very attractive. If I smiled, it's not as obvious, but they're pretty dark and long. So what I'm gonna do is first take this blush, crayon brush, blush, and put it over the top. Okay, so here it is. You start out by just coloring this over the top. Not a ton. And it looks really weird, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks weird. The whole idea is not for this to cover it, but for this to take some of the gray undertones away from the purple. And they have light and medium, and this is medium. So I'm going to use I'm going to tap some on, and then I'm going to use a brush to put that in. So let me do that. Okay, so I dabbed it on right there, and then what I'm going to do here is I am just going to pat. So I'm not going to be moving it around. I'm just going to pat, pat, pat over the top. I think I actually have too much on here. Let me grab a cloth. Actually, I have something right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna pat, 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 and then when I get around to the edges is where I'll start to blend it out. So that it blends in with the rest of the skin. But you can see there, well, you can see there that now the bruise is really not very noticeable. I can see a shadow of it, but I think that anybody who didn't know what I had would probably not think anything of it. Somebody who knew I had a bruise there would probably say, oh wow, it's really covered up. So I can still see that it's slightly right here and here, but way better than it was. This is also really good to use on your under eyes too. You can do the same thing if you have dark circles. So big difference, don't you think? So pretty incredible, don't you think? I mean, I was really thinking today, oh my gosh, because the bruising was just worse today than it had been in the days leading up to this. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, I'm gonna have to like walk around and talk to people. Hi, Merry Christmas. Hi, yeah, Merry Christmas. So I was really desperate to find something that would just cover this up, but I also didn't want to spend a ton of money on something that I'm only gonna use every year and a half or so when I get bruises on my face from doing filler injections. So I didn't have to spend a ton of money, and I end up with 2 products that I can use no matter what, and I can use them for under eye dark circles if I ever have those, which is rare, but I do get them sometimes. So yeah, this is very cool. Like I said, this is Clinique, and I will link everything in the post over on my blog at BusyBeingJen.com. I'll put the link to the coordinating blog post in the space below so that you can get the exact information for these products if you want to give them a try. And I'll pop in some pictures too so you can see what the bruises looked like before and how they looked afterwards. So anyway, hopefully this is helpful for you. And if you try it on either a bruise or under eye dark circles, I would love to hear about how that goes. So comment in the space below. Hope you guys are doing well and hope this was helpful. If you're not currently subscribed to my channel, hit that button right there and YouTube will let you know when I upload new videos, which is several times a week. So I hope I'll see you again on Busy Being Jen. Take care. Bye-bye.